Oh, hey, look, this is a new 85mm f1.4 G Master lens, the one we've been waiting for actually, or have we been waiting for f1.2? I don't actually know, but like this one is a banger for sure. Let me quickly go over the most important information about this lens and just go straight to the photos, straight to the images, because I've shot some amazing wedding photos, like at the actual wedding that I've been to with this lens, and then at an amazing styled shoot. My name is Magic, I'm a destination wedding photographer. If you're into weddings, cameras, lenses, make sure to subscribe to this channel and watch my other videos about Sony gear for wedding photography specifically. Also, this video is sponsored by Imagen, which I use to edit all of my images that you're gonna see in this video with my Magicadabra Profile, but more on that in a minute. So, as you probably would expect, the new G Master lens has an amazing build. This is built like all the other new G Master lenses. We have aperture ring that you can both lock. There's iris lock now, and you can set the click to on or off. And then we have AF to MF switch. We have manual focus ring that is super smooth. And then we have like a filter size of 77mm. And now we also have two custom buttons. So the previous version, in comparison, funny enough, it was a first ever G Master released back in 2016, so it's been 8 years, and we got from here to here. We gained iris lock, and then we gained one custom button, so that's like what we gained in terms of like the entire build. And the new one is obviously slimmer, it's way lighter, it weighs only 642 grams, so it's almost like 30% lighter, and you can definitely feel that. They do share the same filter size, but yeah, this one is slimmer. For those of you who want to compare the new G Master lens with other new G Master lenses, so maybe a 50mm f1.2, this is one of the newer lenses. So the new 85-1.4 is also slimmer than the 50-1.2, but it does have like a bigger filter size. The 50-1.2 has 72. In terms of a performance comparison between new G Master and the old G Master, I'll save it for the end, because now I just want to show you photos. The photos from this lens, which are again insane. Let's take a look at some actual wedding photos I've shot. I used this lens along with my Sony A9 Mark III, and this lens is nothing short but a perfection in terms of like the performance. The AF, sharpness, contrast, colors, it's all there, and using this lens just feels way more superior than using the old 85-1.4 G Master. It's basically like you would expect. It's like using any of the new top tier lenses from Sony. So these are the wedding photos, and I have to say, I really like this bokeh. It does have some interesting character in it and looks great both foreground and background, and you're gonna see something interesting in comparison with the old G Master in a minute. But the real test came when I was asked to prepare a style shoot for a video for my Sony Poland team, and I asked my favorite wedding planner from Krakow to make some awesome theme for that styled shoot, and she came up with a pink, red, and tomatoes for a wedding style shoot. Just check this out. It was fire. It was pure fire. There are 150 photos from this shoot, and all of these are edited with Imagen. So this portion is the sponsored portion of this video. So for those of you who don't know what Imagen is, this is like the AI service that learns how you edit your images, and then it's gonna edit your images exactly the same way as you normally do. It just has to learn how you do it. In order to do that, you have to create your own profile based on at least 3,000 photos or based on your preset. My profile was already trained and refined multiple times. So now it has like a database of over 15,000 photos that it learned from, and it's like nearly perfect. And it takes literally no time to edit your photos with Imagen. So this set of 150 photos, the entire process took less than 6 minutes to edit, and like you can see the results. It's perfect. My favorite part is when you download your edits to Lightroom and you see the photos like being edited, like they go from raw photo to edited photo, and it's amazing. Also, like, I am now selling my own Imagen profile. So if you're an Imagen user, you can purchase my profile. The links are going to be in the description. And for those of you who are not using Imagen yet, you are in for a treat, because this is going to, first of all, save you so much time in the editing. And also, I will give you 1,500 free edits. So you can test it out for free on 1,500 of your photos. You can edit multiple weddings with it and get the results like I'm getting. I promise you, you will never come back to the normal editing after you get your images edited in a couple minutes with Imagen. But now let's review those images, those gorgeous 8514 G Master 2 images. Look at some of these details. You can see how much the background blurs, and then you can see the character of the blur as well. It is definitely really interesting in my opinion. And for portraits, this lens can give you insane separation from the background, no matter if you're taking photos from farther away or from closer distance. The performance on A9 Mark III is flawless. Like, you can shoot 120 frames per second. So this is animation. I've shot using 120 frames per second burst rate, and I'm shooting it wide open at f1.4, so you can see that this lens is definitely not a joke. For most of you, probably the most important question is, how does it compare performance-wise to the old 85 G Master, the version 1, let's call it old G Master. So the new one is obviously way more quicker in terms of the autofocus. The new one has the linear motors. The old one didn't have them. It had like the old type of motors for autofocus, and it was not only slow, but you could also hear it focusing, like the old style of focusing, you know, in terms of like the lens construction. The new one is like completely dead silent. You can't hear anything, and it's insanely fast. You can see this comparison now going back and forth on both of these lenses. And obviously the old one couldn't shoot 120 frames per second. It couldn't shoot 30 frames per second. It was limited to only 15. So there were like hardware limitation of that old construction, not being able to shoot faster. In terms of sharpness and image quality, like, we obviously have huge improvement. Take a look at this Lego Demogorgon test on my 42 megapixel camera, Sony A7R III. You can see how much more sharp the new lens is. You can also notice how much less chromatic aberration we have. So we are definitely have more advanced glass optics and like basically technology for the image to be superior. But also, if you take a look at bokeh, especially the bokeh balls on the edges, like, take a look. Like, I was kind of surprised because the older one seems to produce like more round and a bigger bokeh like on the edges. And also, in my opinion, it does seem slightly smoother than the new one. Like, both photos were shot obviously on tripod, on the same camera, the same settings. So yeah, I'll let you download these photos yourself so you can make your own judgment. I personally like the character of the new bokeh. It has slightly more character in my opinion. So the question is, am I getting this lens? I'll be honest with you, I'm not 85mm guy. I was struggling at these shoots like this. The style shoot with this lens, I was struggling because I had to be constantly farther away from the subject that I'm used to. I prefer shooting 35 and a 50. The cost of the new lens, the price in euros is 2,100 euros, and in America it's going to be 1,799. So the price, which is exactly the same price of the old one. So for those of you who would want to get one and want to get 85 G Master, like, it's better to get a new one than the old one. Obviously, it's just like a better lens overall. But I personally, I don't think I'm going to be getting one because I'm just not an 85mm guy, and I don't need that $2,000 lens, you know, just in my bag for a couple photos. I can stick with the old one, or I can stick with the 85mm f1.8. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you enjoyed the photos, and make sure to download these Demogorgon samples so you can judge yourself. How do you like the new image? And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I see you guys very, very soon. Bye.